Should millennials know more about our most recent conflicts? Or is it time for old people to stop talking about the war? Well, joining us now is former Ofsted Chief Inspector Sir Michael Wilshaw, who says it's imperative it's taught in schools, and Freddie Bentley from the first series of Channel 4's The Circle, who says it's not good for children's mental health.
So, Freddie Bentley, Instagram influencer, believes that World War II shouldn't be taught in schools because it's affecting young people's mental health issues. Oh, for God's sake, give me strength. I bet he's the kind of person that would have a mental breakdown if he didn't have any Wi-Fi in his phone. Hello, I'm Mr. G and welcome back to another one of my videos. Freddie Bentley appeared on British Breakfast Show this morning claiming that being taught World War II in schools was making youngsters have mental issues. Really? For those who don't know who Freddie Bentley is, he is a 22-year-old Instagram influencer who has over 101,000 followers on Instagram and a star of the Channel 4 reality TV show The Circle. Is this just another case of another snowflake who blames all her problems on what they're taught on at school? Let's run a bit of the programme now.
Should millennials know more about our most recent conflicts? Or is it time for old people to stop talking about the war? Well, joining us now is former Ofsted Chief Inspector Sir Michael Wilshaw, who says it's imperative it's taught in schools, and Freddie Bentley from the first series of Channel 4's The Circle, who says it's not good for children's mental health. So why do you think that, Fred?
Firstly, I want to start off by saying that I find it very, obviously it was a hard situation in World War II, and I don't want anyone to think that I'm being disrespectful in that way whatsoever.
So he says he doesn't want to be disrespectful, but carries on doing it anyway. Now, surely he's disrespecting every single person who died in that conflict.
However, I will stand by the point that I don't think it's as educational in the way that there's so many problems going on in the world at the moment, like Brexit, that's not taught in schools.
Well, here's the thing. Firstly, a Brexit is ongoing, so all you have to do is pick up a newspaper or go on the internet to find out what's going on. And secondly, even Parliament doesn't know what's going on right now, so how can it be taught in schools when the outcome hasn't even been decided yet? Also, there's an old wise saying that says, those that fail to learn from history are doomed to repeat it. So wouldn't it be wise to have these things taught in school so we don't have to go through the same things over again?
And climate change, which is a situation that I feel like we should be aware of. And, you know, when I left school, I felt like it hit me like a ton of bricks because I didn't know anything in general.
Yeah, you clearly didn't learn anything from school because it's pronounced anything, not anything.
General life. I felt like I was going out to the world. I've completed my GCSEs. I felt like I knew that what I was doing in life. Then all of a sudden, it hit me because I didn't know how to save for a mortgage. So I feel like instead of, focusing so much on our history and holding on to this past, that we can let it go a little.
Yes, it would be nice to learn life lessons in school, but surely it's also common sense to save for a mortgage or a pension. Do you really need to be taught that in a school environment?
I'm not saying get rid of it totally, but let go of it a little bit and replace it with a subject that is going to be beneficial to us in the future. Yeah, more relevant.
The whole idea of history is to study the past so it doesn't happen over and over and over again. By not teaching this in school, you are basically denying these events ever took place, which is happening now when people are denying the Holocaust took place. And the following generations will never be aware that these events took place. Some people don't even know their world's history right now and they've been taught it in schools. Imagine what it'd be like if people didn't even know all those events that shaped their worlds.
The point is, Michael, does it really matter? We know the dates of when World War II started and finished compared with how to budget your domestic life, get a mortgage, get your first job. Why does it matter?
It matters as other major events in history matter. We know what happened and we know the dates. Millions of people have died. 50 million people died in the Second World War to fight fascism, to fight tyranny, people who wanted to take away people's right to freedom, to the vote, to the franchise. That's why people should know about the Second World War, the First World War, the conflicts that have taken place,
And I totally
and the
get
fight
that.
for freedom that you and I enjoy.
And I totally get that, but I don't think it needs to be put in such a young way to young children, like mentally, in their mental health, to be told that this certain amount of people died for you.
How is being told that people died so you can have freedom going to affect your mental health? I learnt about all these things as a child, and I like to think that I grew up with a sound mind. Have we become a world that everything is now being blamed on mental issues and not seeing what the real cause of mental health is?
I think it's a lot of...
You mustn't exaggerate. I mean,
No, I don't think I am exaggerating. I remember learning it as a child and thinking, my God, it's so intense.
Children need to know that it's a dangerous world out there.
Of course they need to know, but I don't think...
that crossing the road is sometimes dangerous.
Of course.
They need to know that if they get too fat, there are obesity issues now.
But of course, but mental health is on the rise completely. And I don't think encouraging death or telling people how many people died in a world war is going to help someone
Freddie,
in the future.
You were saying you think there are more tangible things to learn, but isn't one of the most important things about school and about parenting is that you arm your children with the ability to cope in a situation that they may face down the line, and learning stuff like this that might seem like it's not great for their mental health is actually allowing them to understand that there could be a situation in the future where a neighbour turns on another neighbour, or somebody that someone doesn't like, someone's politics, and they turn
Standing up
on.
to bullies.
Yeah, you would always stand up to a bully, wouldn't you?
Of course, I'm someone that can hold my own and...
Yeah, unquestionably, but in World War II, this is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
It's what the Nazi Party managed to do.
Yeah.
And to all sorts of different people.
And, you know, we've got to learn from history. You know, that age-old saying that people who don't learn from history tend to repeat it and tend to repeat the mistakes. What we're seeing, you just had Luciana Berger on here, I noticed. We're seeing the rise of populism, we're seeing the rise of nationalism.
Exactly. Look how many people are now voting for parties that have a populist way of thinking. We need to drum into people that this isn't the way to go. This is how World War II started, because people got swept along with a nationalistic viewpoint.
We're seeing the rise of extremism in our own country, across Europe and the rest of the world. And those things start conflict, start war. And youngsters should understand what happened
To be aware.
in 1930s Germany,
Yeah.
which started the Second World War.
And I totally get that. I'm not saying that we shouldn't stop learning about World War II, but I think there's so many more things that's going on right now.
Didn't you learn about the
currently.
Second World War when you were at school?
I did. We learnt a little bit in primary school.
A little bit?
Yeah.
Not in secondary?
Not in secondary, no. Which brings me on to the point of in 2014...
Afterwards, I'll find out the name of your school. I'll send an inspection.
That's fine, because I thought that's what I was going to go on to, actually. In 2014, when you was... in charge of Ofsted, obviously, in 2014, it wasn't crucial that we learnt about World War II in secondary school. So if that is the case, and you really do stand by your decision of that we have to learn about World War II, why would you let that go ahead? I know it's in charge of the government, but, you know, you could have come back and really tried to fight that.
Ofsted doesn't design or set the national curriculum, the government does. And you need to know that now the government is saying that the great majority of youngsters should study something called the EBAC, which includes humanities and subjects, which includes history,
rather than
which includes the Second World War.
It's a different
but even if that wasn't the case, youngsters should understand our history and how our society...
The fact that he said that he didn't learn anything after infant school about World War II really annoyed me, because I know that was a lie, because anyone who is in junior school and senior school are taught 20th century history, including both wars. What's really annoying was throughout that entire piece, there was a banner up that said, contestants of The Apprentice didn't even know when World War II started. That actually is quite scary, that people have gaps in their knowledge. Is this the future of the human race? A race of people doomed to repeat the same mistakes over and over again because they are not taught in schools these important events because of their fragile mental health issues? It's funny, isn't it, that a generation who died in World War II were the same age as Freddie Bentley, and I bet they weren't moaning about mental health issues and just got on with dying for the cause. You see, the thing is, these modern Instagrammers need to stop being snowflakes and get a grip. People took to Twitter over this, including these tweets. Wrap him in cotton wool and tell him everything's going to be alright. That's how society is going these days. People young and old should be made aware and reminded of events such as World War II to realise how lucky they were to live in such a world today. People like him is what is affecting the mental health of this generation and those ridiculous reality TV programmes people are obsessed with. Stop giving these wannabes airtime and focus on real people who actually contribute to society. This made me so angry. Without people fighting that war, then idiots like this kid wouldn't have the right to do what they want. They fought for our freedom, so learn about it, you cretin. I couldn't agree more with what those people were tweeting on Twitter. And it seems not one single person stood up for Freddie and his stupid mindset. So maybe there is hope for this society after all. And remember folks, don't go on Twitter and find Freddie Bentley or on his Instagram account and mention the war. I mentioned it once, but I think I got away with it. So what do you think to it all? Do you think Freddie is right and kids shouldn't be taught these kind of things in school? Or do you think he should just get a grip and shut up? I would love to hear from you about this. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Take care and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.